Hello, today I will explain the three-color. The crochet method of this three-color chevron retro coin purse. First, we use the crochet hook. It's 2.5 millimeters. Then choose three colors that you like. First, take out the first color because this wool thread is very thin. So we need to use two strands. Crochet for two strands. One is from the middle of the ball and the other from the outside of the ball. First, we will wind the thread around your hand. Then make a slip knot on the hook. This does not count as a stitch. Next, we'll start crocheting 15 chain stitches. Okay, now we have completed 15 chain stitches. Next, we'll start crocheting the long stitch pattern. First, we need to make a standing stitch. And I'll demonstrate it here, which is my favorite, a way to make a long stitch standing up. First, the hook needle passes through the next braid, which is actually the 15th braid just now. We crochet a short stitch, then pass through the loop on the left of the short stitch, and bring the thread out. Then pass the thread through the two loops. This is the first standing stitch for the long stitch. In this way, it won't be as thin as the 3 braided stitches. And for beginners, you can mark the thread. On the braids, it's the first stitch, as a record for later. In this way, when the first row is finished, you need to pass through this loop. Next, we will crochet long stitches normally. When hooking the third long stitch, we don't pull the thread back for the last time. When there are 2 loops left on the hook, we need to change the thread. Get ready to take out the second color of threaded balls. Then wrap the thread around your hand. Grasp it tightly with your thumb and put it behind the knitting pieces. Hook the needle and thread out. You can slightly pull the first brown thread and hold the back threads. Then start crocheting long stitches. Make sure to hide all the previous threads behind. Then crochet a normal long stitch. In this way, you can see we have completed a seamless color change. This method is actually suitable for everyone. Crochet other patterns. Okay, let's continue to crochet the second long stitch. Then the third stitch. Still left 2 loops. Then we change to the third color. Still put it. Pinch it with your thumb and put it behind the fabric. Change the thread and wind it out. Then start winding the thread. Hook a long stitch normally. When hooking, hide all the back threads behind this. Bring the thread behind. Change the thread and wind it out. And hook long stitches. Next, we have completed a color change. Still keep 2 loops. Next, we need to change to the first color. Just remember the rules of changing colors. Is the color on the front side? The pattern is brown, cyan, and camel. Then we can keep crocheting according to this pattern. This wool thread, because its thread is relatively scattered and it's double-stranded, so sometimes it may not be there. Bring the thread over at once. Okay, we're going to change the thread again. Follow the pattern of brown, cyan, and yellow. When changing colors, everyone should pay attention. The colors you are crocheting with. Make sure it is at the end of all the threads. In this way, when hiding the thread, you can wrap all the threads inside. And still leave two loops. Start to change colors. Our pattern is brown, cyan, and yellow. When you start the next row, it should be staggered. So it's brown, cyan, and yellow. Brown, cyan, and yellow. According to this rule, the top one is brown. Tidy up the back lines because they will be tangled together. So when you crochet, please pay attention. You should organize the thread bowl. Okay. Then make sure the brown is at the end of these threads. Then start threading the needle. Then make a slip stitch because we need to turn the papers over. After flipping the paper, first put all the threads to the end. We don't need to worry about this thread. We'll cut it off later. And wound it around the back. Well, you can take a look. Then hold it. After pinching it, start. Crochet long stitches. At this time, we follow the same way. The long stitch for the standing stitch. Okay, then start crocheting long stitches normally. And still leave two loops. Start changing colors because we just said that the color on the front is brown, blue, and camel. In fact, the back is reversed. It becomes camel. Brown, tan, blue, and brown. The front side is brown, blue, and camel. The reverse side is blue, brown, blue, camel, camel. Blue, brown, camel, blue, brown, camel. That means after brown is camel. Maybe at the beginning of crocheting, you may be a little confused about the color. But if you crochet according to a certain pattern, that the color will not. So remember a formula. The front side is brown, blue, camel, brown, blue, camel. When crocheting the back, it's camel, blue, brown, camel, blue, brown. Remember it like this. Well, because I'm using 3 colors here. Mostly use 2 colors. For 2 color, just change the colors. It's not so complicated. Okay, let's change colors next. Next, we change to blue. Because it's camel, blue, and brown. Hide the thread on one side. And then we hook the thread. And hook it. And brown. When wearing, except for some long threads, and then this part below, the entire braided stitch above the long stitch. Okay, the 2 on the right. Next, it's brown again. Hook out the thread. Next, it's this camel color, because camel, blue, and brown. Put this ball of thread, the end of these threads. Okay, hook it out. Hook the last group of the second row. It's the last one in the second row. The insertion position of the long stitch is where we just marked. The position of the standing stitches we just marked. Well, for those who are skilled, you can skip the marking button later. Because this standing stitch is different from the normal long stitches. So those who are not familiar with it might not know where the stitch is. Okay, we have completed 2 rows. And then we started the 3rd row of crochets. The pattern is the same as the first 2 rows. It's the same, just pay attention to one thing. One is to keep the long thread straight, and then pay attention to the color pattern. The pattern is brown, blue, brown, camel, brown, camel, brown, and camel. On the back, it's camel, blue, brown, camel, blue, brown. Just reverse it in this way so that there will be no color repetition, and it will present a diagonal color. Okay, next, everyone can crochet to the 7th row by yourself. Okay, we've completed the crochet of the bag bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7. Next, we need to crochet the body of the bag. The body of the bag is crocheted in a circle. Then make sure that each side of the bag. Each side has 15 stitches, like this row and this row. The stitches are easy to find because they are all 15 long stitches. The stitches on the vertical sides are hard to find, so we need to allocate 15 stitches. Okay, let's start crocheting the first row of the bag. First, change the color and thread. After changing, make a standing stitch. Then turn the fabric over. The knitting method is the same as the bottom. First, hook a long stitch and a long stitch standing stitch. Then continue to crochet long stitches. I won't explain it one by one. After we finish this row, we'll explain the crocheting method at the corner. Okay, we have completed the first row of the bag body. Next, we'll crochet the 15 stitches in the vertical. If we evenly distribute them, actually we can see there are 7 rows of long stitches. So each long stitch can be assigned to 2 stitches. This way, there are 14 stitches. For missing stitch, you can add 1 stitch at the beginning or end. Then we can start by looping the thread and inserting the hook at the corner. The first long stitch on the left. When hooking, you still need to pay attention to the long thread, because the side needles has no specific needle entry hole. So just hook it where you can. Make sure the distance between the needles is relatively uniform. It may be difficult to find. The third stitch, and then we change the thread. Okay, we've done 3 stitches. Okay, we've completed 3 stitches. Next, we can follow the pattern of 1 long stitch, 2 stitches each. Pattern. Okay, 3 stitches. Change thread. Okay, let's continue to change the thread. As you can see, the color here overlaps with the bottom. But in fact, it doesn't matter because we ensure that this is the bottom. We just need to ensure the colors don't repeat. Three stitches. These are the last 3 stitches on the side. Okay, then we'll crochet the 15 stitches horizontally. The insertion position. You can find the previous. Braided stitches, which also corresponds to 15 stitches. First, find the first braid. And usually the 2 stitches at the corner could be pulled a little tighter. In this way, the corner will stand up. Tighten the thread. Then you can see here, the position below the first 3 stitches of the standing stitches. Then the second stitch. The third stitch. Okay, then everyone makes a long stitch into this stitch. There will be a braided stitch on it. Insert the row and the vertical row. Just follow the same insertion rule as here. To complete this round. Okay, we are now at the last stitch of this round. The insertion position of the last stitch can be the same as the first stitch. Then we complete this long stitch because the color of this circle of the bag body is the same as is irrelevant. So according to the rules, the first color of the second round is the last color here. So we don't need to change colors. We just need to do a slip stitch. We can make a slip stitch here with the braids of the first stitch. Tighten the thread a little. Okay, then tighten the thread. Then make a slip stitch. Next, we will start the second round of crochet. First, we still do it in the first stitch. A long stitch for the standing stitch. It's still the same. Because the second round is the body, we'll crochet in the round. So we need to do a long stitch at the beginning of each round. You need to do a slip stitch at the end of the stitch. If you are not sure about the stitches, you can put a marker in this stitch. When we finish the last stitch, you will do a slip stitch with this stitch. Okay, then continue to crochet long stitches, because the stitches are very clear now. So the next crocheting is very simple. Just keep changing the thread and keep crocheting with the long thread. Then we can continue to crochet until the end of the second round. Okay, next. We are on the last group of colors in the second round. We finished these 3 long stitches. After hooking, we'll do a slip stitch to the first stitch of the last round. The reason why we don't need to change colors every time is because according to this color pattern, we can clearly see that it is a corresponding method of this diagonal. So the last color of the previous round. The last color of the last round. The last color of the third round. The first set of colors in this next round must be the same. Then we continue to work on the first. On the long needle. Tighten the loop a little, then make a standing stitch. The standing stitches of long needles. Then we continue to crochet the third round. Then you can complete 7 rounds according to this pattern. In fact, the shape is already taking shape. Okay, everyone, finish the 7 rounds by yourself. We have now completed the first row of the bag. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can see the color pattern. It's just a row of colors. It's a diagonal row. And then all 4 sides. According to this pattern, you will find that only the colors at the beginning and end. It's not. Completely follow this pattern. That's because we only took 5 groups in total. Not 6 groups, because we have 3 colors. If it's a multiple of 3, it will just match the beginning and end. Next, let's crochet the part of the bag cover. The part of the bag cover is on the 7th row. We'll start with the last stitch. To the first stitch of this row, then make a slip stitch. The next part of the bag cover is on this side. And crochet 4 rows up as the bag covers. We first hooked a long stitch for standing. Then continue to crochet long stitches. Then change the thread. Continue to crochet a set of long stitches. In fact, the crochet method of this coin purse is very simple. It only has long stitches. The trouble is that because I use 3 colors, it's just that I often have to change the thread and hide it, which is a bit troublesome. So at the beginning, if you think it's too complicated, you can use 2 colors, which will be more convenient to change colors. And it's not so difficult to find the color pattern. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, hook the last one, the last color of the first row. Okay, now on the side of the bag cover. After the 5 groups are finished, we need to crochet the 2nd row. The hook method is the same as the bottom. Change the thread and make a standing stitch. We turn the fabric over. Hide the thread behind and then hook a long stitch to make a standing stitch. Okay, Next, just follow this method to complete 4 rows. After completing these 4 rows, we'll explain the edge bindings and the final border and button part. Okay, after crocheting the 4 rows of the lid, we'll make a slip stitch in the last stitch. Then cut the thread, then the other 2 colors of thread. You can also directly cut off the thread. Next, we take a color of thread. Start crocheting the short stitches for the edges, the stitch entry point at the corner of the bag cover and the body. The first lock stitch. Then start crocheting short stitches. Because this side, it's the side of the irregular long stitches. There is no clear stitch, so you can distribute the short stitches yourself. As long as the gap in the middle is not too big. Basically, 1 long stitch is assigned to about 2 stitches. Remember to hide the thread tails at the back. Sometimes, if the position of the needle don't like the position, you can adjust it. After crocheting to the top, we can crochet horizontally. We can insert the hook is on the braided stitch of the first stitch. The stitches in this row, it is more obvious, we can crochet along the stitches. And crochet. Then hide the broken thread in front. When we reach this side, we can actually cut it off. Okay, now we have reached the middle of this row. The middle position, because it's exactly 5. 5 groups of long stitches, which is the middle group of long stitches. The stitches, we should start to crochet 8 braided stitches. As the buttons strap. The specific number of braids, it depends on the size of the button. I made 8 braids here. Then go back to the previous stitches. And crochet another short stitch. Then continue to crochet in the next stitch. Short stitches. When we hook to this side, it's still distribute the broken needle holes yourself. Some positions are not easy to poke. After reaching this corner, the next stitches will be very clear. We can crochet around this 1 loop until it is connected to the first stitch. And it's done! Okay, we've now reached the first corner stitch, and then directly pull the needle through the first short stitch. The stitch of the short needle is here. Then tighten it and make a slip stitch. Then directly cut the thread. Okay, now our bag cover is completed. You can take a look. Maybe you can hide the thread ends. You can hide the thread yourself. And then we need to sew a button. First, fold the bag and adjust it. Look at the position of the button. The position of the button is probably in the middle of the third row. You can see 1, 2, 3. It's almost in this position. This is the position. Remember the position. Then take out the prepared button. Then take some thread. Take out a pin and pass it through. Okay. The position of the button is about in the middle of 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's pass the needle through first. Okay, you can tie a knot in the back thread. Then from. Okay, wind it around a few more times to fix it. When choosing a needle, pay attention to the size. Not too big, otherwise it will pass through the button. Okay, then on the back. Thread it through. And tie a knot. Leaving a long part. Okay. Cut it. This thread You can also cut a part of the thread later. Then tidy up the small bag. Make it concave here. Then button it up and take a look. Okay, now a cute and retro zero wallet is done.